Hi. So this game is not Duel Links. This game is on the Switch if I buy it, which I have a $20 gift card, which will knock it for half off. This game is called Link Evolution. Pretty much the same game. Blah blah blah. There's non-story stuff. I'm doing the tutorial level, which will show kind of how to play. I'll also give some insight. Be prepared to participate in the chat if you want. And also let me know any questions. Virtual game simulator I have programmed teach you proper dueling rules and best practices. Okay. First, let's learn out how to summon a monster. Monsters are summoned into the monster zone. Monsters can be summoned in attack position or set to the monster zone in defense position. A monster in attack position is placed vertically, and a monster in defense position is placed horizontally and face down. So let's set a monster. So, outside of that, basically, he has, as you can see up top, he has 8,000 attack. We each have 8,000 attack points. The goal of the game is to get. Everybody has 8,000 attack points to begin with. The goal of the game is to get your opponent's, not attack points, life points. 8,000 life points. The goal of the game is to get your opponent's life points from 8,000 to 0. There are a couple other ways in which you can win a game, just a couple other random rules. For example, we each have 35, not 35, we each have 40 to 60 cards. 40 is the minimum, 60 is the maximum cards in our deck. And if you run out of cards to play, there is no reshuffling, you just automatically lose. And a couple of other stuff like that. There's this one card that's like split up into 5 pieces or whatever, and if you get all 5 pieces, you go, but that's all just random shit. The main thing you gotta worry about is getting your opponent's life points to 0. So this, and to get them to 0, there are many different ways. Main one we'll be looking at is probably monsters, which basically, to put it in like chess terms, monsters are a lot like the knight and stuff like that. They have attack points and defense points. The number, if you look on the right where it says the card that I'm highlighting, the number next to the axe is the attack points, the number with the shield is the defense points. The reason why there's 2 different points is because it affects how you set them. So, for example, if I were to put this monster in attack position, it would be at 18,000 attack points if I put it in attack position. Any number between, you'll also see, I am all over the place right now. I am Tai. I'm very sorry. I would probably be a much better teacher in person, but whatever. You'll see above the axe there's that little like Dragon Ball looking thing, that orange star ball thing, and next to it says ×4. That means it's a level 4 monster. What levels basically mean, I mean later on, once you get to the more complex rules, they matter, but not really in the beginning. Basically any monster between level 1 and 4, so these are all level 4. They also say on the bottom, I just now realized, on the cards at the bottom of the screen when I have them all flat. What's called any monster between level 1 and 4 can be summoned without like having to give anything up. Where if you look at that monster on the far right, this Gravity Crush Dragon, that's a weird ass name. What's it called, is a level 6. Any number 5, level 5 or higher, any card level 5 or higher, requires some sort of condition in order to summon. You texted me. Yeah, you're basically trying to kill your opponent. You're basically trying to kill your opponent. Any monster level 5 or higher requires some sort of condition. Most of the time, it's by sacrificing another monster level 4 or lower in order to summon. This one's, yeah, particular summoning condition. If they don't say anything about what condition it takes to summon them, it most likely means all you gotta do is just tribute summon, which is where if let's say this Nintendo dog thing, Nintendog, is on the field already, and I sacrifice it to the graveyard, which is right here. That's where pretty much any monster cards or spell cards or trap cards, any cards that are already used up, they get put in here. And basically, if I send one monster card from the monster zone to the graveyard, then I can summon this monster. If it's level 5 or 6, if it's level 7, then it requires level 7 or 8, then it requires 2 monsters to sacrifice. If it's level 9 or 10, it requires 3, though there's only a handful of cards that actually require like 3. This bottom zone right here is the spell/trap zone. And basically, spells are these green cards right here. They each have their own little effect that do something different. This one right here is called Banner of Courage. All monsters I control gain 200 attack points during the battle phase only. So the game is split up into phases like this. There's the draw phase, which is at the beginning of your turn you draw a new card to add to your hand, and that's where you'll be playing cards from. Standby phase is really nothing. Main phase is where I'm doing most of the dirty work, summoning, playing cards, stuff like that. But basically, they can do stuff like add attack points. They can revive cards that I've already used up. They can fuse 2 monsters together to give like a combination of the two. Though that's a bit more complicated. You'll learn about that later on. And then there are trap cards, and trap cards are these purpley cards. I wish I had one to show you. There's basically these dark pinkish purple cards that also go in this zone that, similar to spell cards, are used in some sort of capacity, whether they add attack and defense points, whether they stop your opponent from attacking, whether they destroy your opponent's cards that are on the field or whatever. They, what's it called? The difference between spell and trap cards is that most of the time trap cards are done in response to something that they do. This spell card, you can see on the bottom that little kind of like shock logo or whatever, that logo that's on the top right of the card on the bottom. That means that I can activate it right now if I wanted to. I can just activate it, and whenever I summon a monster and go to attack, that is when it'll get stuff on the field. What's it called? Called trap cards. You gotta pretty much face them down waiting, and then when your opponent does something, then you do it in reaction to what they do. So given these cards, I have I really have 2 different options. I could either... Oh wait, other small rule. Whoever goes first, which is decided by a game of rock, paper, scissors, or if you are a neckbeard, you decide it through a dice roll, but that's kind of gay. But what's it called? If you destroy... Wait, what was I saying? Oh, basically... Wow, I really lost my train of thought. Whoever goes first is not allowed to attack on their first turn. They have to wait. You can't just like summon like this fat ass monster and then attack them and take off points, because that's kind of unfair and that's kind of a dick move. Most people build their decks to go first. Others build their decks to go second in response, so that way they can kind of like gauge what their opponent has. It's making me go first. That's why I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, also whoever goes first doesn't draw a card on their first turn to keep the amount of cards in hand the same. So with this I have two different strategies. I can either summon this monster right here in attack or defense mode and just kind of wait and see what my opponent does. If he has a monster of a higher attack, if I place this card in attack mode and he summons a monster with a higher attack, then he could destroy my card, and the difference between their attack and my attack is the amount of damage that I take. If I play this card in defense mode and then he attacks it, and his card's attack is less than this monster's defense, then he takes damage based on the difference. Or if his card does have a higher attack than my monster's defense, then my card gets destroyed, but there is no damage taken by either. That one just, you'll see what I mean. So what I'm gonna do, I could summon this one, but instead I'm gonna set this one. Summon is to put it in attack, set is to put it in defense. I will set this card in defense mode. He is unable to see what it is or whatever until he decides to attack it, basically. Again, feel free to text me if you have any questions. Now I'm in the phase menu, I end my turn, and then it's going to be his turn. He draws a card, he plays a monster. See, so... Oh, it's kind of repeating what I said. If the attacking monster has a lower value, the attacker's owner takes damage equal to the difference. If the attacking monster has a greater value, the defending monster is destroyed, but no damage is given. Next, we play a spell card and a trap card. These cards are played in the spell and trap card zone. Green spell cards can be played right away, but most can only be played in your main phase. You could also set it and activate it at a later time. So what I'm gonna do is oh, it's telling me that I have to do this. That's kind of lame. So I'm gonna play this Banner of Courage card. Pink trap cards can be activated on your turn and during your opponent's turn, but you must set them face down on the field first. You cannot activate a trap card the same turn that you set it, but you can activate it anytime after the start of an opponent's turn. So then I will set this, and then once I have those set, they're ready to go. And then now let's get ready to attack. Let's switch. I can switch it to attack position, and then I'm gonna summon. You could only summon like one monster per turn, unless it's like you can only summon one monster per turn, and at least normal summon. But you can do like other shit like fusion summon, special summon, stuff like that, but only if the card says so. Is it really interesting, or are you just saying that to make me feel better about sounding like a nerd? So I'm gonna open up the phase menu. I hope it's interesting though. I'm gonna put it in battle phase, and as you can see, because I'm in the battle phase, this card activates, and these two cards both get plus 200 attack. Because my Ninkendog has a higher attack, I'm going to attack his monster, and he's gonna take damage based on the difference. And then if your opponent doesn't have any monsters, your monsters can attack your opponent's life points directly. That one kind of becomes a meme throughout the show. If you wrote the word of it, attack your life points directly. And now he has 6,200. Now I will end my turn. Alright. On this turn, we will summon another monster. Up until now, you have only used monsters level 4 or below. In order to summon a monster that is level 5 or 6, you must tribute one monster. Sending a monster on your side of the field to the graveyard to special summon a high level monster is called a tribute summon. Kinda went over that. I think it's better than what they say because I ramble. Let's tribute summon Grab it, Crush Dragon now. So I can normal summon it. I have to tribute. Oh, it's gonna make me use Nintendo. Oh, that's kind of gay. Normally it doesn't matter when monster you tribute summon, but I guess it matters here because it's the tutorial. I'm gonna sacrifice Nintendo, and I'm gonna summon this monster. Oh, if you read the card description on the left there, you can see your Crush Dragon has an effect you can trigger. Let's do that now. Let me actually read it. You can send one face-up continuous spell card you control to the graveyard, then target one monster your opponent controls. Oh, it's gonna make me get rid of my Banner of Courage. Okay. Okie dokie. Oh, okay. Now I see what they're gonna do. I'm going to play this trap card called Call of the Haunted, which is gonna let me bring back a monster from my graveyard. Activate the. I'll let you read it on the right. It says activate this card by targeting one monster in your graveyard. Special summon that target in attack position. When this card leaves the field, destroy that monster. When that monster is destroyed, destroy this card. Now let's chain Rush Recklessly's effect. Rush Recklessly is the spell card in my hand with little piggy thing, as you can see. But it can be activated immediately because it's a quick play spell. So there are different kinds of spells. There are one-off spells, which are ones that you can just play once and it's fine. There are continuous spells, which once you play them down, unless they get destroyed, they are on the field for the rest of the game. And then there are quick play spells, which mean that pretty much I could just... It pretty much means they could only be played in response to something. So this card is called Rush Recklessly. Target one face-up monster on the field. It gains 700 attack until the end of the turn. So now that I play that, I pick one, 700 attack. I could either make that 2000. It doesn't matter, he's going to take the damage anyway, so I'm just going to create a big boy with lots of attack. So now I have all three monsters on the field. I could use it to attack. And he takes damage based on the attack. One more attack and we'll totally wipe him out. And boom. His life points hit 0 and therefore we won the duel. And that's basically how it works. There are a couple other weird rules here and there. As you get further and further into this game right here, and even buying cards, the further you go, the more ridiculous card effects you'll find. Or whatever. For example, that was the tutorial. On this duel right here, I did win. Did you find it interesting? Text me if you not, or you already said this is interesting, but like, text me if you think you got it, or if I should go into another duel to kind of show you more. I mean, I'll go into another duel and show you more anyway. It still looks a little complicated. It is until you get like, once you kind of get into the flow of things. The thing is that, what's it called, occasionally it gets really complicated, but as long as you're playing casual, I think it's super easy. I think even that Duel Links game, which you should download on your phone or whatever right now and like play it while you're waiting for me to wake up tomorrow. What's it called, like, that game simplifies it a lot. The Duel Links game, it isn't exactly the same as how I just played, because that one is more of like the official version, where on Duel Links you only have 3 monster zones, 3 trap zones, and stuff like that, and only 4,000 I think, or no, I think you still have 8,000. Basically they simplify it to make it easier to learn, but this is how like you officially play it. So we'll go to this next duel, yada yada story. mode stuff. This is all stuff from the show. So that's gonna load in. Once you actually get in like the thick of it, you'll know how to play. I think. Okay. Okay, so now we're in an actual game and I don't have to deal with them like forcing me to do stuff. So this card right here is called the left arm of the Forbidden One. This is one of those like wacky weird situations in which it's wacky and weird. We're basically that one's called the left arm of the Forbidden One. It's part of a 5-piece set called Exodia, in which you have to gather the left arm of the Forbidden One, the right arm, the left leg, and the right leg, and then you gotta gather the head of this card called the Forbidden One. And they don't even have to be on the field. As soon as you have all 5 cards in your hand, you automatically win. Just a weird rule. It's actually banned from like real life tournaments, though I don't follow the ban list, so I don't give a fuck. Because what people would do is they would gather a bunch of spell cards to allow you to keep drawing cards until you eventually find it and win in one turn. But yeah, even though that sounds really cheap and really easy to win, oh, you just gather all 5 types of this card, it really isn't. Because as you can see, if you look at its attack and defense points, you know, the axe and the shield on the left, you'll see that it has very low attack and defense points. It's a level 1 monster. And then there's this card called Karibo, which is during the damage calculation, if your opponent's monster attacks, you can discard this card and take no battle damage. I really kind of sucky card, so I'm gonna play this left arm of the. I'm gonna set it. Okay. And then I'm gonna end my turn because I don't really have anything else I can play. So he just played a card. Oh boy. Okay. And he played a special monster, so he got a cool animation. Man, you're not even explaining it, dude. Okay, so let's look at what he did. So first he played Summoner's Art, which is add 1 level 5 or higher normal monster from your deck to your hand. Meaning he's allowed to go through his deck and pick a specific level 5 or higher monster that he likes and put it from his deck in his hand that he can play. Then he played this card, Ancient Rules, which is special summon 1 level 5 or higher normal monster from your hand. From your hand, meaning that same level 5 monster that he got, he can now play. He used it on this level 8 monster, Blue Eyes White Dragon, 3000 attack, 2500 defense. That's really high, typically, for a card. And then he was able to summon that due to his card effect, Ancient Rules. So he still had his normal summon, which he used to summon Battle Ox, which is 1700 attack. They're both vertically. The reason I didn't take any damage when he destroyed this card, even though there's a big difference between it, is because I placed my card in defense position, meaning that even though he was able to destroy it, I took no defense, and he destroyed it with this card. So now my life points are able to be attacked from this card right here. But I have this card called Karibo, which it lets me do a quick effect, meaning even though it's a monster that's in my hand, not on the field, I could still use it, which is basically if during damage calculation I can basically throw away this card and put it in the graveyard, and instead of taking 3,000 points damage to my life points, I take none. And so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna activate its effect. I throw it away, I take no damage. So, looking at what I can do, I'm going to play this card Snatch Steal, meaning that I can only equip to a monster on my opponent's side of the field during each, meaning I can take control of that monster. So I'm gonna pick his Blue Eyes, and I can take control of it. And each turn that I have control of this monster, he gains 1,000 attack points. Again, feel free to text me if you have any questions. And he was able to play this trap card called Gift of the Mystical Elf, meaning that before I could do anything with this card, he gains life points. He gains 300 life points for each monster on the field. He has 2, so he got 600. So now he has 8,600 compared to just 8,000 that he was given in the beginning. So I will take control, and it's now on my side of the field. And then I can play Feral Imp because it's level 4. So now I have 2 monsters on the field. And then I could play this spell card. Oh wait, you texted me. You're still gonna show all of this in person, right? Yes, I am. Yes, I very much am. I have 2 viewers. What? Who's the second viewer? Yeah, I will show all of this in person when we play in person. Next, I'm gonna play this spell card called Raigeki. Its effect is that it destroys all monsters that my opponent controls. I could do that, or I could play this card called Dark Hole, but that destroys all monsters including my own, so I don't really want to do that. So I'm gonna play Raigeki, and that destroyed his monster, so now his life points are wide open for me to attack. So now he has 4,300, and I end my turn because I don't have any other moves to make that I want to make. But due to this card's effect, as long as I have his card on my side of the field, he gets 1,000 points per turn. And then I'm going to read this card off. You could also read it. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, add 1 monster with 1,500 or less attack from your deck to your hand, but you cannot activate cards or the effects of cards with that name for the rest of this turn. You can only use this once per turn. So I can summon this monster right here, and his effect does nothing right now, but basically if he ever summons a monster and attacks this monster and destroys it, I get to take 1 monster with 1,500 attack points or less and pretty much take it from the deck and add it to my hand. Next, I'm moving to the battle phase. Now I could use any of these cards to destroy it, but I don't want to take a risk of this card having a high defense and me taking damage, so I'm gonna attack with Feral Imp. Oh, and I'm really glad. So he had this trap card waiting called Negate Attack, which basically, it, as the name suggests, it negates the attack, and it ends the battle phase, meaning that now none of my monsters can attack. It just stops my attack, and it makes it, and it ends the battle phase, so none of my monsters can attack for the rest of this turn. And he gains another 1,000 life points. He places another monster in defense position, so I don't know actually what monsters he has. And then I have this card, which is a continuous spell called Heart of the Underdog. Whenever I draw a normal monster, okay, that's another. There are normal monsters and effect monsters. These light tan ones are normal monsters. They don't have any effect. They're literally just attack and defense. And then there's this card which has an effect. I explained it. If it dies, I get to add a monster with 1500 or less from deck to my hand. They're the brownish beige ones. And basically, in terms of this card effect, if I play it, then anytime I draw one of these light yellow cards, I get to draw. I can basically show you what I draw. Normally you don't want to show your opponent, but I can show you what I drew, and then I could draw one more. But if I draw like a card like this one, like one of the brown cards, then it doesn't count, and I can't draw anymore. But I am going to activate it for my next turn, and then I'm going to move into the battle phase. And then I'm going to attack this monster. Oh, and I can. Fantastic. So he still took no battle damage. Oh wait, I should have explained that. This monster right here had 1000 defense. I attacked it with a monster that had 1000 attack. So therefore it wasn't destroyed and no damage was given. But I attacked it with this monster which had 2000 more, so it got destroyed. There we go, I explained it. Oh yeah, and this card right here explains it. If you have right leg of the Forbidden One, left leg, right arm, and left arm, in addition to this card in your hand, you win the duel. And basically, the reason why it's so OP, outside of the fact that they have low attack and defense, is because it is extremely hard to get all of them in your hand at once. I'm going to attack. His monster only had 12,000 defense, so I was able to destroy it. And now I can attack his life voids directly. And now he only has 33,000. But he gets another 1,000 due to my card effect. And because I drew a normal monster, I can now activate the effect of my Heart of the Underdog. I show him that card and I'm able to draw another one. So this card is called Monster Reborn. I can target one monster in either graveyard and I can special summon it. I don't know if I want to do that right now, but I will play this card right here. I kind of want to save that just in case something goes wrong. But he has no monsters and no spell or trap cards, so he's wide open for an attack. And then I could attack with the blue eyes. Again, he's at 0. Alright. Do you get it a little more now, or did this deck just confuse you more? Text me. I am going to show all of this in person. Kinda a little more understandable. I hope so. I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna do this duel called something something Great Moth. Story blah 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 doesn't matter unless you're gonna watch the show. The show is for kids. Or at least the original show is. Okay, I hope it gets more understandable. So we go rock, paper, scissors to see who starts it. He won the rock, paper, scissors. He chose to go first. Are you having fun watching me so far, or is this boring? Okay, so what he just did is play this card called Graceful Charity, which means he gets to draw 3 extra cards, but then he has to throw 2 of them away, or 2 of the cards that he has, and then he plays 1 card in defense. Now that we have some cards right here, I can explain what this is. This is called the Field Spell Zone. Sometimes there are spell cards, like this one right here, that basically affect how the field itself is played. For example, this field spell card makes it to where all dinosaurs, zombie, and rock monsters, that's a random combination, on the field each gain 200 attack and defense. And then this right here is called the Extra Deck Zone. Extra Deck Zones are where, like, monsters that don't get summoned on the field that often, and therefore would be a waste having in your deck, are stored. Typically, these are fusion monsters, which these both are. The trap cards are more like purple pink. This is like purple. These ones, as you can see, it says Gaia the Fierce Knight plus Curse of the Dragon. Both of those are monster cards that, fused with another spell card, make this card right here. As you can see under card genre, it says cannot normal summon fusion material monster, and that's typically where cards like that go. Alright, so let me look at what I want to do. This card is called Monster Reincarnation. Discard 1 card, then target 1 monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. And then there's this card that's a level 6, so I can't play it. This normal card that's a level 7, so I can't play it unless I have... This is unless I have 1 monster, this is unless I have 2 monsters. I don't think I have any dinosaur, zombie, or rock monsters in order to do. But I'm going to play Graceful Charity, which draws me 3 cards, and then I can throw away 2 of them. I'm going to throw away this card, and then I'm going to throw away Karibo. And then I'm going to set this trap card, Mirror Force. This card, Mirror Force, its effect is that if their monster declares an attack, I get to destroy all of their monsters that are in attack position. And then these 2 monsters go together, so this shock logo kind of comes up. So I'm going to play Polymerization, which is a fusion card, which means I can fusion summon 1 fusion monster from the extra deck using monsters in my hand or field. So I get to summon this monster, Gaia the Dragon Champion, by fusing Gaia the Fierce Knight and Curse of the Dragon. So they do their little fusion dance thing. And then I get to summon this bad boy who has 2600 attack, 2100 defense, and then it's asked me, do I want it in attack or defense? I want it in attack. Then I go to my battle phase, and I attack his face down monster, and then I can end my turn. Any questions? Feel free to ask me more questions. Alright, so this monster right here is a level 5 monster, so I can't summon it unless I tribute summon, but this monster has more attacks, so why would I tribute summon? Same thing with this one. This card, Monster Reincarnation, let me look in my graveyard and see if there's any monsters that I want to add to my hand or whatever. Not really any. So I'm gonna save that card for later. And I'm gonna keep attacking. Some people, they like to play it quickly, so even though that monster had like 200 attack, which is extremely low, they would still want it on the field, that way they could do some damage. For me, I'm much more of a person, I like to play the long game and save it just in case something goes wrong. I destroy this monster, and then I end my turn. And then I have that one right there. Again, still don't want to do it. Or actually, now that I have these monsters in my hand, I kind of want to say fuck it, because I have Mirror Force to defend if anything goes wrong. So I'm going to play Monster Reincarnation. I discard one card. I'm throwing away that card because level 5 for 1800, that's kind of whack. Just to add Kribo, who only has 300, to my hand, and then I'm going to summon him. And I'm not doing this because I really am desperate to get 300 damage on him. I'm doing this because I have this card to protect it in case it gets destroyed, or I think can protect it if it gets destroyed. So that way the next turn comes around, if I don't draw anything good, I can just tribute summon this card on the field. So that is my thinking. To me that makes sense, though I might be crazy. Ooh, shit. So that was an effect monster. Its effect is that if it's sent from the field to the graveyard, he can add one level 5 or higher insect type monster from his deck to his hand. And if he banishes that card, banish basically means that even if it's in the graveyard, it still cannot be like put back into play. If it's banished, he can send one insect type monster from the deck to the graveyard. That's a weird effect. And then I'm gonna get my who's so important 300 damage on him. Do you like this so far? Are you entertained, or are you bored right now? Or maybe you're asleep and that one viewer just ooh. Alright, so he didn't do anything to destroy this monster, so I'm going to tribute summon it in order to play Summon Skull. Normal monster, it has no effect, but what's it called? 2500, 2600, those are both pretty high. Then I'm going to attack him directly. And then this trap card obviously didn't have any effect to stop my attack, so he didn't play it. Babe, text me. Ah. Both of these are normal monsters with the same attack. This one has 200 more defense, but I'm not going to put it in defense position. So I'm gonna summon this one. And I'm gonna go to attack position. Actually, I canceled it because I doubt that monster will have more than 1200 defense. Could be wrong though. Yeah, exactly. No, it had 1300, so I lost life points. I bet wrong. I shouldn't have canceled. I'm a dummy. I'm a big dummy. Oh, oops, what's that? When this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, I can special summon one in September or 1500. Oh, that's... I'm upset. I should have just attacked it with this the whole time. So then I could have at least got 1200 damage. I got greedy. That was my bad. That was my bad. Oh, and it was the same monster, so he got to summon another one. So he would have took no damage either way, but he went from having would have been 0 monsters to 1. I'm upset. So he played laser cannon armor, which it means it gains 300 attack and defense. So it went from 700 defense to 1000 defense. And then he still has that on the field. I'm gonna summon another mammoth graveyard. Oopsie. It had 1400 defense, so I took damage. Again, getting too greedy, I should just attack with Summon Skull anyway. Text me! And then, now that I have 2 monsters that aren't that high attack, I can tribute, see it's a level 7, so I have to tribute 2 monsters to tribute summon this card, Guy Fierce Knight. And then I'm going to tag that monster. Oh no! I still had 25 damage on him, so I won. Yay! Hi. Yes, I did say to text me. I didn't know if you were still watching or not. How does it look now? Does it seem more understandable the more I go? I'm gonna take a swig of water while you answer that question. My mouth was getting dry. Okay. Okay, you texted me. I feel that. I definitely feel that. Do you are you interested in learning still, or are you kind of like, ooh, complicated, I don't know if I want to learn this? So this next duel right here, ooh, I'll try and go from there. Okay, interested. I think this will probably be the last duel that I show you, because from here it kind of follows the events from the show and it gets a little complicated and frustrating. But this duel right here is the first time we see archetypes, which are basically, before I kind of just been playing with a random collection of cards, or most people at this point in time in the world and in the show kind of just had a random collection of powerful cards, where this lady, the Harpy lady, what's called, is the first duelist. It's like a collection of cards who by themselves aren't that strong, but because they're all very similar and have very similar effects, they make it a very strong deck to face. So, story stuff, yada yada yada. This will probably be the last duel I do before I stop streaming. I will go first, because I won the rock, paper, scissors. Again, text me if you have more questions. So, I have these cards right here. Grave Robber. Select one spell card from your opponent's Grave Robber. You can use it as your hand until the end of the turn. Meaning that if they have a spell that I like, I can take it for myself for one turn. And then Gaia Power, which is a field spell, increase the attack of all Earth monsters by 500 points and decrease their defense by 400 points. Is this an Earth monster? I can't really tell. I don't really remember the logos. But level 4, meaning I could summon it. Also level 4. And then Pot of Greed, which means I could draw 2 cards. This card has become a meme in the show because it's a staple that like everybody has in their deck, right? Everybody has it. So you would think everybody knows what it does. Yet, for whatever reason, every single time it's played in the show, they have to announce what it means just in case someone doesn't know. And it's become a meme. But anyway, I play it, I get to draw 2 cards. And then I'm gonna play... Actually, I don't think I'm gonna play Graceful Charity right now, even though it could be helpful. Just because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just because even if I play one, I'll still hold on to one of them. Basically because you're supposed to have 5 cards or less in your hand at all times. It's okay if you have 6, but if you have 7 or more cards in your hand by the end of your turn, you have to get rid of cards until you only have 6. So I'm gonna save that for later. I'm gonna play Battle Ox. I'm gonna play Gaia Power. Oh, okay, so it wasn't Earth, so it went from 1700 to 2200. Then I'm gonna play this card face down. And then I only have 3 left, fuck it. I'll play Graceful Charity. Fuck it. Fusion, conscription, reveal 1 fusion monster, and I will. Okay, this card is called Fusion Conscription. Reveal 1 fusion monster in your extra deck and add one of the fusion materials whose name is specifically listed on that card from your deck or graveyard to your hand. And if you do for the rest of this turn after this card resolves, you cannot set summon monsters with the added fusion monster's name. Also, your monsters with that name can activate their effects. You can only activate 1 fusion conscription, I mean. Return, okay. I'm gonna get rid of Root Kaiser because it's useless. I'm gonna save Time Wizard even though it has a low, because look at its effect, babe. Once per turn, I can toss a coin and call it. If I call it right, my opponent, it destroys every monster my opponent controls. If I call it wrong, it destroys all my monsters, and I take damage equal to the total attack of all those monsters. Sounds like a shitty deal for me, but it has become like the ultimate wild card of, at least in first iteration, when you're first learning, where basically if I'm screwed and they're about to whoop me, I get to play this card and I could take a risk, and I could either eat my words or I can wipe out every single one of their cards. I think I'm gonna get rid of Flame Manipulator. Yeah. Because then I can play Fusion Conscription. And then I can add this bitch. All those are in my deck. And then I can add this bitch right back to my hand. Was that the right play? It gave me more options. I didn't know which other ones. Oh, Thousand Dragon would have been way better, but whatever. Whatever. If I should have just taken Baby Dragon from my hand. I fucked up. I made a mistake, but it happens. I had no idea that I had that. And then I went first, so I can't attack, and then I'll end my turn. That was a very complicated first turn. I'm sorry. What do these cards mean? Ooh. Alright, let me actually read. Hysteric Sign. When this card is activated, one elegant ego... That's not this one. And one elegant egoist from her deck or her graveyard to her hand during the end phase of this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there from the hand or field this turn. Out of the 3 Harpy cards with different names from each other from your deck to your hand, you can only use it once per turn. Alright. Basically, she can add a card from her deck to her hand, and if I destroy this card, then she could take up to 3 of her archetypes and add it to her hand. Makes sense. This card says against 100 attack for each winged beast monster they control. Oh yeah, their type is under... I ain't got no type. Is the green letters. See how it says wing beast / effect. Forgot to mention that. Once per turn, you can target 1 spell / trap card I control. She can destroy that card. She must control, though in order to use that second effect, she has to control 3 winged beast type monsters in order to resolve it. So back on my turn, I'm going to summon Tigerax because he's an earth monster, therefore he gains attack points. Haha! To Battle Fate. Oh no! Tribute 1 winged beast type monster, then target 2 cards on the field and destroy them. Let me look at what she has. Nah, don't really want to use this card's effect yet. It doesn't, because she doesn't have any spell or trap cards in her graveyard that can help me. All of them help her, but whatever. So it took away the boost to get through. I can end my turn. Oh, actually, okay. She could add up to 3 Harpy monsters in her hand. She used the effect of Harpy Queen, which is its name becomes Harpy Lady while on the field or in the graveyard. She could discard the card to the graveyard, add 1 Harpy's hunting ground from her deck to her hand. Ooh, cat. What does that mean? I could activate this effect. Her cards don't help me. So she summoned a field spell. All dragon, wing beast, and thunder monsters on the field gain 200 attack and defense. Wait, what? That was weird. It summoned a field spell just to summon another field spell. All winged beast monsters gain 200 attack and defense. If any Harpy Lady or Harpy Lady sisters is no more special summon, the player who conducted the summon targets one spell drop on the field, and it destroys it. Alright. Bitch, they're playing a lot. This bitch is making a lot of moves. Oh no. Oh no. And that's why I'm glad I kept Time Wizard. So basically, let me go down the line of what this bitch did. So, basically, because she summoned a Harpy Lady's card while this card was on the field, she got to destroy one of my spell or trap cards. Then, one of her cards, which she used to play this card, then, what's it called? Once this card is on the field, then she can throw away one of her cards to special summon another Harpy monster, which she summoned this one. Or not that one, but this one. To the field. She then used, this, because they're the same card, this card's effect again, summon Elegant Egoist, which is, if one Harpy Lady is on the field, special summon one Harpy Lady Sisters from hand or deck, which is this card right here. Okay. Really complicated move, but she did it. Definitely should have grabbed Baby Dragon, because that one had 2400. Because then I could have fused it, and I could have summoned 1000 Dragon, which is 2400, to attack it. Instead, I could fusion summon, but it only fusion summoned Flame Swordsman, which doesn't have enough to attack her shit. A little upset with myself. I might actually lose this one, babe. I'm gonna use his effect. I'm gonna call heads. Or tails, I mean, that's tails. Let's go. Destroyed all our monsters. Oh, let's go. And all happen in the main phase. Then I can play Polymerization. Okay, so it might actually work out. Maybe, perhaps. Like I said, this duel is hard just because they give you a trash deck to work with. And now I got Flame Swordsman. Oh, whoa, cool animation. Now I'm going to switch to the battle phase, and then I'm going to attack her directly. Then I'm going to summon Battle Ox. It's level 4. And now, I'm not going to activate the effective Time Wizard, it's way too great of a reach. Oh, okay. So she activated this trap that says I cannot declare attack this turn. Great. Okay, so I end my turn, pass it to her. Alright. I'm not going to use the effective Time Wizard because I have strong enough monsters, so I'm not going to risk destroying them. Instead, I'm going to summon Babbitt Dragon again. Then I'm going to the battle phase. The reason I didn't attack with Time Wizard is because I didn't know, obviously, they had 1000 attack, but typically 500 attack is higher than most monsters' defense. so it's not a very high risk factor to make an attack a face down defense monster. It's better to have Time Wizard or a monster with that low attack its life points directly. Alright, she only has 2100 life points remaining. Are you awake? Text me if you're awake. Baby, show me who you are. You're my shining star. Ah, fuck. Ah, fuck. Ah, fuck. Alright. Aha, Jerry Beans, man. He's not that strong. I just want to show you what he looks like. No, don't. No. It's gonna make me set him? No. I fucked up. I thought it was going to details. Babe, I messed up. But look at him. Look how cute he is. Jerry Beans, man. And I fucked it up. I fucked it up. So I have to activate the effective Time Wizard. Fuck. So now I destroy all my monsters. And I lost 1100. I'm glad you're awake. I got your text. Harpy lady. Oh, fuck. I think I lost. I definitely lost. I lost. We're gonna try again though. That was my own fault. Like, her deck is strong, but that was my own fault. I was dumb. I completely forgot I had 1000 Dragons. And there were a couple other moves, like, such as setting Jerry Beans, man. Ugh, I'm such an idiot. So we're gonna try again, and then if I win, then I'm gonna be done streaming. Alright, so these two are normal monsters. This one, 4-starred Ladybug of Doom. It has a flip effect, meaning that its effect can only be... I'm kind of just listening to my voice as a form of relaxation. Well, I'm glad you're getting some benefit out of this. Its flip effect... Basically, when a monster has a flip effect, its effect can only be activated when it flips over from face down to face up. Anyway, but its effect is destroy all level 4 monsters my opponent controls. That one I'm gonna save, because that one would be a real save, such as in the way I lost last time when they had all those monsters on the field. Okay. Yeah, that one would be cool. I'ma summon. I'ma get that fusion sage, meaning I could add 1 polymerization to my hand. Then I'm gonna do Graceful Charity. I'm gonna get rid of this one. And then these two are essentially the same, but this one has higher defense. So I'm gonna get rid of Axe. Oh god. I almost threw up. Fuck. Babe, I almost threw up. But basically, even though Axe Raider had really high attack, its attack is the same as Battle Ox, and he had less defense, so I was kind of like, eh. But now I have the fusion materials to summon. I'm okay. I just kind of... You ever throw up in your mouth a little bit? I know it's kind of gross. Don't worry, I'll brush my teeth before tomorrow. But now I fusion summon Baby Dragon and Time Wizard for 1000 Dragon. Oh boy. Oh god. And then I still have a normal summon, so I'm gonna summon Battle Ox. And I will end my turn. Fuck. 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 She did elegant Eagles get. Ah, fuck. Ah, fuck. So now she has more than my fucking 1,000 dragon. Okay. Thanks. Oh, and her Harpy Lady Sisters is fucking level 6, so it doesn't work. Oh god, so I have to do 4-star Lodi Bogo too. And then I'll end my turn. And then, even though they have no effect, fuck it. Okay, so it only kept her one really strong monster. And then, I'm gonna do Time Wizard. What's really funny about the guy that I'm playing right now is that he was kind of a generic character in the Japanese version, but when it came to America, they had 4Kids dub it. And 4Kids is a company known for making very shitty dubs of stuff. So the guy who played him when it came to the US version gave him a really, really, really fake New York accent, and it's hilarious. So he would call him Time Wizard. Chief's Tails. Fuck! Upset it. I threw up in my mouth. A little bit, but like, yeah. God damn, I'm only at 1800, I mean. Oh yeah, I am so screwed. I am so screwed. Yeah, I lost this round too, so I'm gonna try again for I'm not leaving you, babe, on a loss. I will win. She won rock, paper, scissors. She's gonna go second. Fantastic. Okay, so this trap card is called Kunai with Chain. This card has 2 effects, though I could activate one or both of them simultaneously. It's my choice. One effect is to target one face-up monster I control, equip it to that, and it gets 500 attack. Its other effect is that when an opponent's monster declares an attack, target the attacking monster and change it to defense position. This card is cool, though you could only use it once, meaning that you pretty much want to wait for them to attack in order to activate it. If that makes sense. I will then summon Axe Radar. And then I will end my turn. Alright. End my turn, it's their turn. Aha, dumb bimbo, your spell card failed. Her spell was de-spell, meaning they get to target one face-up card on my field, and if it's spell, they destroy it, but if it's not, they gotta throw their card away, and she was wrong, so she had to throw her card away. Aha, Kunai with Chain, bitch. I get to do both effects, switching her monster to defense, and my card gains attack. I'm gonna save Raigeki. Even though it'd be helpful now, but I'm gonna save it for later for when she inevitably flips it around. Now she has 5,800 attack. Did I ever mention big? Hi. Really wanted to let you know. Hi. Ah, fuck. Going to attack mode. Oh, that's whack. But I attack her directly. And I'm gonna summon Tigerax. Yay! I'm not saying shit about me doing good or not because I am not trying to jinx it. I don't know. So I went from what would have been winning to not winning. See, this is exactly why I did not want to jinx myself. But it looks like even though I didn't jinx myself, I jinxed myself. Whack. I cannot wait to teach you how to play. Ah. Hysteric sign. I'm gonna go straight into that. I ain't playing no games. And I win! I finally won. Alright. Alright, babe, I finally beat the challenge. You said you were just listening, so today was your first lesson on Yu-Gi-Oh! I will probably restream for you tomorrow or teach you a little bit in person when you're here. I'm gonna go back to texting you, just so you know. I'm gonna go back to texting you. I love you and thank you for watching.